Okay, hello. Today I'm doing a chocolate cake. It's the chemical reactions that happen in the recipe while you're making it, and that's basically what I'm doing today. I'm going to teach you how to make the chocolate cake, but I'm also going to go through the different components and what they do and all the different reactions. I'm filming this on my old phone because I need my current phone for that. Why am I on Duolingo? For my notes, and I've got my recipe here. For ingredients, 5 grams of baking powder, 5 grams of bicarbonate of soda, 3 grams of salt, 60 milliliters of oil, 15 milliliters of white wine vinegar, 120 milliliters of fresh milk, 200 grams of sugar. It doesn't really matter what sugar as long as it's like white, or it's not brown sugar like the other sugar. Yeah, you get the point. So it's like white sugar or golden castor sugar. Like it's some kind of castor sugar or granulated sugar. It doesn't matter as long as it's not brown sugar. If it's like white sugar or golden sugar, then it's fine. Yeah, that was like a ridiculous amount of words, wasn't it? Anyway, cocoa powder, flour. I stopped doing the amounts. Why did I do that? It's 135 grams of flour, 35 grams of cocoa. Did I already say 120 milliliters of fresh milk? If I didn't, then that's the amount. 5 milliliters of vanilla, 2 eggs. Okay, let's get started. The equipment you will need: a spoon. If you want, you can just use the spatula. I'm just going to use the spatula actually, so I'll be back. You just need something to stir with, basically. You also need a whisk for the wet ingredients, but I haven't got a whisk because I'm using my electric whisk. Like it's like one of the standing mixers. I love it. And then yeah, you need a bowl and a scale. That's pretty much all the equipment you need. So let's actually get started. Okay, we're starting with the wet ingredients. Set your scale to milliliters. Mine's on grams at the moment. Now it's on milliliters. We need to put in 5 milliliters of vanilla extract. Okay, I'm not gonna do it while holding my phone in one hand though, because that's really hard and it'll not work and I'll fail really hard. So let's not do that. You've got to be really careful. You can use like teaspoons and stuff. This is equivalent to 1 teaspoon, I believe. But I just prefer to use the scales because it's less dirty stuff. Then next, well, you want to zero your scale every time we add a new ingredient. I'll be back. I got vanilla on my hands and I don't like the feel of it, so I'm just gonna have this on standby when I get something on my hands because I don't like it. Anyway, next, 15 milliliters of white wine vinegar. If I could open it. This stuff kind of stinks, but it makes the cake really good. I haven't even explained anything. Let me get my notes up. Okay, vanilla adds flavour that enhances the sweetness in the chocolate notes. Chemically it doesn't do anything with the texture, but it interacts with the aroma receptors around out the taste. Yeah. Anyway, oh dang it, my scale's turned off. I spent too much time babbling. That's about 1 gram, so I'm gonna, no, a milliliter. This is like really, really hard to get back out if you mess up, so don't, basically. The white wine vinegar is an acid, and it reacts with the bicarbonate of soda to create carbon dioxide, which makes the cake rise and be like super fluffy and nice. It does stink though, so brace yourself. We are now going to add 60 milliliters of oil. This can be sunflower oil or vegetable oil, it doesn't matter. And all the liquids are you have to be really careful with, because you can't get them back out once they're in. Dang it, someone's coming down the stairs. If someone interrupts my video, I'm going to be really annoyed. Ugh, 61 will be fine. If it's like 1 or 2 grams over, it's fine. Where are we? The oil provides fat, which coats flour particles, limiting gluten formation, resulting in moist, tender crumb. Don't come in the kitchen if you don't want to be in the video. Then milk. 120 milliliters of this. It's fine. It's 150. It's fine. If it's like super over, then you need to like probably scrap it and start over. But if it's fine. This one, it's fine. The milk. It supplies moisture for dissolving the sugar and hydrating the flour. Also, it contains proteins and lactose that contribute to the browning, also known as the Maillard reaction. I don't know how to say that. In the oven. Yeah. So, yeah. The milk's slight acidity also supports the bicarbonate of soda reaction. So, yeah. Then I'm going to do my eggs now. You can do the eggs whenever you want. I just like to measure stuff out first. But the last ingredient of the wet things after the eggs is sugar. So I'm changing that to grams anyway. So 1, give me a sec. I hate this. I hate the feel of the egg on my hands. It's so disgusting. Ugh. And number 2. Ew. I hate the thick bit of the egg because it either has to go in or it doesn't, and like never. It just stays for ages. Ugh. Yep. Okay. Now, you need to change your scale to grams. I don't know if you can see any of that, but I'm just changing the unit to grams. I don't know if you saw literally any of that. But we continue on. Set it to 0. We want 200 grams of sugar. Oh, I haven't said the stuff for the eggs. Give me a sec. The eggs provide structure through proteins, which coagulate when heated. They also add moisture and richness, and they help emulsify the oil and milk, blending fats and liquids smoothly, also known as a binding agent. Get that sugar in there. Okay. I'm going to put this on the mixer to get nice and like whisked. I don't know. Why is it like stuck to the table? Ah, I need to move it forward, but it's like stuck. There we go. Try and move it forward so I can see all the buttons. Why is that as high as it goes? Ah. Okay. Put that in. And then set that to 1. While that's mixing, the sugar adds sweetness and it affects the texture by trapping air during mixing and weakening gluten for tenderness. It also melts during the baking, creating moistness and aiding in browning. That's still not mixed yet, so I'm just gonna wait. Okay, I forgot about this bit. You're gonna need a sift and like a smaller bowl, but like another bowl, because the dry ingredients have to be sifted into there. So we need to measure them in a different bowl. Anyway, that was a weird noise. We're going to take 135 grams of flour. My bag keeps closing. Oh, dang it. The good thing about dry ingredients is if you go over, it's a lot easier to put it back in. There we go. There it is. Done. Cocoa powder. Oh, I forgot to do the thing. The information. Plain flour. It provides structure through gluten proteins, and it balances the flour to the balance of flour to liquid ensures a tender but stable cake crumb. Yes. And now cocoa powder. Let me just. This is slightly out of date, but it's a best before date, not a used by date, so it's fine. It's only out of date by like 3 days. 4 days. It's fine. Okay, 35 grams of this. Normally I use the little one, but now I'm borrowing this from my grandparents because I didn't have any. Okay. Close that. Salt. Oh wait, no, I need to do the information. So the cocoa powder adds flavour and colour. It contains some acidity, which again assists the vinegar bicarbonate of soda reaction. It also contributes to the structure via starch content. And now it's actually time for salt. 3 grams of this, so we've got to be real careful because it's literally like 3 grams. It's not picking anything up. That's definitely more than 1 gram. Dang it, it's 6 grams now. Ah, I hate this. I hate when this happens. literally like double the amount of salt we needed. I can't take this salt out. It literally does not come out. Get a bit of cocoa powder up there. Okay, I'm just gonna okay. Well, we're a bit over, but I literally can't take any more out. And the scales are really like that. That one's probably a bit better if you like if you just do it with like, yeah. But this, we go 5 grams. I'm gonna be careful with this one actually. I'm gonna do it with a spoon. grams. 3 grams. 4 grams. 5 grams. And bicarbonate of soda. Also 5 grams. And I have not given you any information about any of those because I'm gonna whisk it in, and because I'm gonna do it while I'm sifting and stuff. Yes. Oh. Okay. Dang it! Forgot to set the scales. It's fine. I'll just bring it up to 10 grams. 8. No, not 8. I can't tell. I think it's 8. 9. 10. Okay. While I sift, I'm gonna tell you about this. These scales can go away because they're finished with. Okay. Put the sift on here. I'm going to sift it with a spoon just because it fits on, so why would I hold it? Okay. So, the salt enhances flavour and helps strengthen the gluten. It also balances the sweetness. The bicarbonate of soda is a base, it's alkaline, but it's a base. And when it's combined with acidic ingredients like vinegar, the vinegar, the cocoa, and the milk, it produces carbon dioxide gas, and it create bubbles when it expands in the oven, making the cake rise. It must be balanced with acid, or the cake will taste soapy. Very important. Baking powder contains both acid and base. It says usually the cream of tartar and bicarbonate. I don't know what that means, but anyway. It provides extra leavening ensuring a light texture even if the vinegar reaction completes early. Yeah. Okay, we're not sift this a bit quicker now. Most people don't know this, but when you get those little lumps at the bottom, most people just chuck them out because they don't know how to do it. You do it with a spoon. I mean, I'm sifting it all with a spoon. You can do the tappy tap thing. but that sometimes gets a bit messy, and also I had a spoon anyway. But it's very important to sift cocoa powder because it clumps together very easily and you get lumps. But basically, with those little rocks, you just want to crush them. Through the holes with a spoon. Okay. I'm going to put this on to mix. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, this is good if you're using a mixer like me. All of the stuff that gets stuck to the side, just scrape it down. If you turn the mixer off and scrape it down with a little spatula, it's fine. Most people should know that already if you have a mixer, but if you don't, then it's useful information. Okay, so I've got most of it mixed in, but you've still got to do a bit of a hand mix. Because if you don't mix it properly, because there might be still some stuff at the bottom. I forgot to preheat the oven. It's 160 degrees Celsius for a fan oven, 180 degrees Celsius for a normal oven. Our oven is broken, so it's 170 degrees because it's a fan oven, but the door is broken. So we have to turn it 10 degrees up. Oh my god, I can't get up. I also forgot to prepare my tin, so this actually works out kind of well. I'm going to teach you the proper way to do it because a lot of people get it wrong and do it and prepare their tins wrong and then they don't come out. Okay, butter kitchen roll. You're going to open your butter, take your kitchen roll, and just take a nice scoop. And all we're going to do is just take that butter and rub it all over the tin. A lot of people use parchment paper on their tins. I don't, partly because these tins are an absolute pain to put parchment paper on because they're one of these ones where the side tightens around the bottom, and partly because I have a thing against parchment paper. I don't know why, I just hate it. Butter works just fine. Like, you just gotta make sure everywhere's properly greased and it's fine. Like, just get all the corners. That's it. And then you pour it in. Wait, give me a sec. I've moved the camera for your benefit. We are going to pour the batter in. This is really more of a you view than a me view. Okay, so you see all of that stuff. Okay, let me move it so I can actually see it. You've got to scrape all of that with a spatula. A spoon doesn't do as good a job, that's why you need a rubber spatula, because it can really get in all the crevices. This tin is about, like, I don't know, 8 inches. I'm not entirely sure. I'll show you how much it fills this tin. You can put it in a wider tin, but you just get a really, like, short cake. So I prefer to do like this and get like a nice tall one. Okay, I'm gonna finish scraping that out off camera because it's hurting my wrists to hold it in like a weird position. But it fills up a lot, like pretty much all the tin. I have another spatula, if I can find it. I really want to show on camera. Oh, I am going to use it as well, but but it's really cute. It's teeny tiny, but it's engraved with Connie Bakes Fabulous Cakes. We love that. Shove that in there. And I'm going to finish scraping it off camera. Okay, the oven is now preheated, so I'm going to whack this in here for 20 or 30 minutes. Now, if it takes longer than 30 minutes to bake, you didn't do anything wrong. It's a guideline. But, well, it's not 20 to 30, it's 25 to 30. But if you use a bigger tin, no, if you use a wider tin, then you probably want to put it on there. You probably want to check it after 20 minutes just to like make sure. What have I got? Oh, I got butter on my leg. Clock. 25 minutes. Okay, I'll see you in 25 minutes because I'm gonna do loads of cleaning up and stuff. So yeah. Okay, the cake's about to come out in literally like now. So I've had it in for 25 minutes, but I'm gonna bring it out and do a check. I don't know. No, that's definitely not done. That's definitely not done. Go that back. It's sinking. It was sinking, so because it was sinking, I'm gonna put it in for another 10 minutes. Because if it sinks, then it's like that's not very good. Oh, I've got a bad knee, so I can barely get up. Oh, that hurts. Anyway. So I did the washing up, I cleaned the countertops, and then, yeah. So I did all the cleaning. There's not really much else to do, so I'll once it's actually ready, I'll film it to show you what it looks like when it's done. Come on. I've got your Christmas treats out. There you go. Do you want to say hello? Say hello, baby. No, you're not going to say hello. That's not very nice. That's not very nice. You're not going to say hello. Nope, she's hiding. Okay, this is what it looks like when it's ready. When I nearly took it out before, it started dipping because it was cooling down too fast. That's why it's got a massive dip in the middle. But if it's like a little bit jiggly, make sure you leave it in because this does happen. But it still tastes fine. So as long as you're not like presenting it to anyone, it's fine. Okay. So I forgot to get my cooling rack out. That'd be useful. That'd be really, really useful. Wow, where's the rack? Where's the rack? Oh, it's down here. No! It fell behind. I think I can get it out, but my apron! Sorry, just found my apron that I stitched. That me and my grandma made with my sewing machine, and I just found it and it's fallen behind the drawers. I'll be getting that eventually, but not right now because I'm busy. Okay. We need to take this out of the tin. So you want to open the tin, and then if there's any of it Why does it smell like fish and chips? Anyway, if there's any bits that are stuck, just stick your knife down there. Oh, it's stuck there. Okay, that's out. Okay, now you want to take your knife and you're going to slide it underneath the cake. Don't talk to me. You're naughty. Okay. Don't even just eat up this cake, but I haven't had this cake in ages because I haven't had the Coca-Cola to make it. Okay, now that it's all under, if the bits of cake fall off, just eat them, it's fine. We love cake. I'll take a palette knife along with your knife and just lift it up and onto the rack. And sometimes it is a bit hard. And look, I didn't do this on purpose, but there's loads of cake on the bottom. Anyway, goodbye.